Hey, and welcome back. I know it's been a while, and you and I have some catching up to do. So, where do I start? Well, last time we spoke, I was getting ready for my board exams. And, yeah, they were just as terrible as I thought they were going to be. It was a lot of studying. Well, you remember that. And it was a lot of stress. I'm usually pretty good at hiding that, but yeah, it was a lot of stress. Yeah, so just to kind of get you caught up on that, the paradigm of modern medicine involves a lot of tests. Throughout medical school and even before, we're just subjected to test after test after test. Some of them better gauges of how well we'll do than others, and I'll be honest, none of them are any good. But that's me just complaining. This one is the last new test I have to take. This one I have to take every 10 years just to convince people that I still know what I'm doing. But, yeah, it's been almost a month since I took it. And they told me that my results would be available at the earliest 3 months after the test. Yeah, so we got a little ways to go. No, I'm not nervous. Can you sense my sarcasm there? We'll see what happens. Everything happens for the best. But since then, I've had a little time off before I started work. So I've been working to get my new house together. I just moved to Nashville from Chicago, and it's been nice so far. When I left Chicago, it was starting to get really dangerous, even in the nicer spots. It was very expensive, and it was time for a change of scenery. I'd been there for 7 years, and I never really loved it. I will say there's going to be a handful of people I'll miss seeing, every day, every week, but I think it was the right move for me to get out of there. I've lived in Boston, Miami, Los Angeles, and Chicago, and needed something new. So, Nashville it is. We managed to find a nice house with a fenced-in backyard, and the dogs are thrilled. They finally have a place to run around. That's not just a small apartment. It's been lovely not having to take elevators to go outside, and if the package room is closed, then I can't get my stuff. Most stuff I don't care about, but, if it's medications or something, then yeah, I do. I spent a lot of time digging, trying to put in a patio in the back with a fire pit. I've always wanted a spot to, be outside when it's cold out. I could look under the stars and maybe still be warm with a fire. It's my rural New England upbringing for you. The whole inside of the house has had to change. Now, I know everybody's got their own style, so I'll be gentle. But the inside of this house was not my style. Everything was a dark shade of mustard. And yikes. Painting, the floors have to be redone. That's still not there yet. We've done some landscaping. That's been very helpful. I think every single light fixture in this house has been replaced to something from... Alright, fine, I'll be honest with you. From hideous to actually kind of cool. Gotta give the times. This house was built in the mid-2000s, but it looked like it was decorated in 1974, I tell you. So that's been a work in progress. But what's most staggering in my mind at the moment is starting work and then the brief hiccup. So I started work as an outpatient physician, and it's been great. It's a lot different than my resident clinic, which is, well, we have fewer resources, let's just say that. Now I have a team of people to make taking care of patients as easy and as seamless as possible, and that's a big change, and I can't tell you how easy the transition has been. Now, of course, there are some things that I have to do now as an attending that I never had to do as a resident. So there's a learning curve there. But, you're used to learning curves at this point. So I got to work for a couple of days. It was nice. You get to have proper conversations with patients. I know these days it's just these blanket statements and people yelling at you for one thing or another and not taking into account what it is that you need as a patient, as a human being, and what kind of things will resonate well with you that may not resonate well with somebody else. And doing what I do now, I can practice that. I can have a conversation with somebody like you who would respond well to a certain set of things. But I can have somebody who is your polar opposite, and I can talk to that person in ways that they'll understand. And I think that's part of what being a good doctor is. You gotta play the room. And sometimes it makes me think that I should have been an actor. But, I got a good brain too, so I might as well use it for good. But still, you always think, right? So I took boards, have been nervous for boards. Got the house, well, it's coming. I still don't have a couch. I still don't have a proper bed. COVID has kind of ruined a lot of that stuff. Well, I should say the speed has been ruined, I suppose. My parents bought me a bed for my birthday in June. As of this recording, it's the middle of September and it's still not here yet. Oh boy. We bought one of those little bed-in-a-box things, and it has not been good for my back. I never had back problems until I laid on this bed. Oh well. Get what you get, right? But hopefully it'll be here in about a week, and I can finally get a good night's sleep. It's been tough. It's weird sleeping with the pillow between your knees or underneath your knees. Not being able to kind of get comfortable for hours on end, and it's not ideal. But what are you gonna do? Once work started, well, it kind of stopped. I got diagnosed with COVID as of this recording 7 days ago, I think. No. 4 days ago. Yeah, 4 days ago. I've had symptoms for 7 days now. I don't know where I got it. Hopefully it wasn't from a patient. Although the majority of my patients have been young and healthy, so if they do have it, it's probably fine. So that was kind of staggering. I did get my vaccines back in December of 2020 and January 2021. But we've known for a little while that after the 8-ish month mark, infection rate among the vaccinated goes up. Although hospitalizations really don't move. So, for 2 days, I felt like crap. And of course, that was Saturday and Sunday. Just my luck, right? But for the past couple of days, I've felt great. Maybe just a little head cold. The 2 days that I wasn't doing so well, really bad myalgias. I was tired. The head cold was worse. Had a headache. Never lost my sense of smell or sense of taste. I've been okay since. A few days ago, I went and got the Regeneron treatment. It's 2 monoclonal antibodies that I don't have the name in front of me, but there's 2 of them in there. And I looked at a couple studies, and it showed that those with mild to moderate COVID and 1 risk factor for severe COVID, they go to the hospital less with this drug than without it. The study wasn't particularly robust, but I will say the difference was there. And being a type 1 diabetic, I certainly qualify. So, yeah, I'm gonna go get the infusion. And I did. It's not made for you to feel better right away. Here's a little science lesson. This particular infusion blocks the virus from getting into your cells. So, if you have a case of mild to moderate COVID, you probably have virus in your blood. Now, the way to stop that from becoming severe COVID is to stop virus from getting into additional cells to replicate. So what this drug does is it blocks the COVID cells, or the virus particles, from getting into your cells to infect more cells and to replicate and create more virus. Lather, rinse, repeat. Now, I was vaccinated, so my response to the virus was probably less than it otherwise would have been if I wasn't. And we have studies galore about that. And I assume that a lot more healthcare workers will get COVID now that Delta is more prominent and it is transmitted faster. And people get symptoms quicker. And now is about the time when most of us are 8-ish months out of being vaccinated. And our immunity wanes a little bit. But with any luck, we'll all do just fine. It is an interesting time for all of us. I don't like it. I'm sick of it. I'm ready for it to be over. I'm ready for people to stop being polarized by a virus. I'm ready for the political machines to, well, for lack of a better phrase, shut the hell up. I am ready for people to listen to those who have 30 plus years of experience. Although, I am also ready for physicians to start yelling at each other, using real facts instead of just blindly following the people in charge. There's a lot of problems that I see, and unfortunately I can't help them all tonight. I'll be going back to work soon, I would imagine. I have a phone call date with occupational health on Friday, I believe. And if they give me the green light, I get to go back on Monday. I feel fine. I probably could have gone back to work based on my symptoms this past Monday. But it'll be another 5 days from now until I can get back to work and go see some people. Lucky me, most of my patients are young and healthy, which not only makes my job a little bit easier, but on the off chance that there is a COVID particle somewhere, that those people will be, statistically speaking, just fine. But I was pretty sick for 2 days. Not nearly as sick as I'd been anytime I had the flu, but that's me personally, and I've certainly seen my fair share of COVID killing people. And I have certainly done my fair share of pronouncing people dead from it. And, you don't get used to it. But it's just part of the job. But I'm ready for people to stop complaining about medicine again. I think people got that healthcare hero thing into their minds, and then they became just this group of people that didn't have to answer to anybody, and that's not what science is about. Science is always about making a case and then having to defend yourself with facts, not do as I say. That never flies. That didn't fly when my mother told me, do as I say, not as I do, back when I was 5. And it's not gonna fly when people say that to me when I'm, well, let's just call me older, shall we? Oh boy. Oh, for my ASMR channel. Yeah. I want to break into doing other things too. So much of this has been based on medicine and board studying and those sorts of things, but I've decided to kind of branch out a little bit. I want to do a little bit of everything. There are some things that I enjoy more than others, and whatever gets you to sleep at night, right? For me and for you. I haven't decided exactly what yet. I certainly don't have the capacity just yet to do more of the extravagant things and movie scenes that you see some of these people do. And some of these are just insane. They're fantastic. Production value is immaculate, and editing is spectacular. And, well, I'm a one-man show, so what can I tell you? I get this channel, the other channel, and the Instagram, and the TikTok, and all that stuff, and it's just me, and, I do what I can. I do what makes me happy, and I do what I enjoy, and sometimes what I enjoy also helps other people, in one way or another. This channel's been fun. I've enjoyed doing this, and I've enjoyed exploring this. Well, I'll call it a talent, but it's just my voice. I've enjoyed exploring this, and I'm happy you've been hanging out with me since. But I'm tired, and I hope you are too.